Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome back.
1 second, I'm not hearing anything. Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome back. I didn't realize you're on today. I thought you were off until
I'm still not
tomorrow.
hearing anything, unfortunately. It's a different issue. I see. There we go. All your things. Good morning.
Good morning. Hi.
Ah,
I we're how welcome back.
yeah. Well, so,
I didn't expect to see you here this morning on Zoom. I thought it was me. So
well, I'm
uh,
back today. So,
okay.
um, do you want to do this? You want me to do it? It doesn't matter to me.
I think you can go for it. I'm Kate's about to leave for a doctor's appointment, so I'd rather have eyes on my son while he's eating.
Okay.
Um,
I'm going to start everything up. Have a good morning.
Thanks, you too. Talk to you later. Happy New Year.
To you too.
All
Happy
that
New
jazz,
Year.
right?
Boker Tov, good morning. Welcome to Boker Tov from Temple Sinai, Temple Sinai Congregation of Toronto's daily opportunity to connect, to reflect, and to remember. I'm Rabbi Michael Dolgan, and it's a pleasure to be with you here this morning. Please do go ahead and send a word of greeting to each for this morning, for this Erev Shabbat, and for this first day of 2026. Yes, so good morning to all. Good morning to Annette and Joni and Sean and Alan and Fern and Lance and Anne and Eleanor. It's a wonderfully significant and busy morning. And so let's begin this morning the way we begin each day by allowing the words of tradition to speak for us. On this January 1st, let's show our gratitude for being here this morning. Please join me. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר יצר את האדם בחוכמה וברא בו נקבים נקבים חלולים חלולים גלוי וידוע לפני כיסא כבודך שאם יפתח אחד מהם או יסתם אחד מהם אי אפשר להתקיים ולעמוד לפניך. ברוך אתה אדוני רופא כל בשר ומפליא לעשות. Blessed eternal God, creator of the universe, you have fashioned our bodies with wisdom, creating within us a finely balanced network. To stand before you in prayer is itself a fragile miracle. Eternal God, we praise you as the healer of body and spirit. The soul that you have given me, O God, is a pure one. You have created and formed it, breathed it into me, and within me you sustain it. So long as my soul is within me, I will give thanks to you, eternal my God and God of my ancestors, source of all creation, sovereign of all souls. We praise you, eternal God, in whose hand is the power of all life and the spirit of all flesh. And let's join together in these words committed to the study of Torah. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו לעסוק בדברי תורה. וערב נא אדוני אלוהינו את דברי תורתך בפינו ובפי עמך בית ישראל ונהיה אנחנו וצאצאינו וצאצאי עמך בית ישראל כולנו יודעי שמך ולומדי תורתך לשמך. ברוך אתה אדוני המלמד Torah le'amo Yisrael. And let's remind ourselves of our social commitments of these mitzvot that make a group of people into a society. Elu dvarim shein lahem shiur. These are the obligations whose value cannot be measured. They nourish us in this world and help us to create the world to come. Kibud av va'em, to honor fathers and mothers. Ugmilut chasadim, to perform acts of love and kindness. Vashkamat bet midrash shacharit v'arvit, to attend the house of study morning and evening. Vachnasat ochim, to welcome the stranger. Uvikur cholim, to visit the sick. Vachnasat kala, to provide for brides and grooms. Ulavayat hamet, to keep faith with the dead. Viyun tefillah, to pray with sincerity. V'hava'at shalom ben adam lachavero, to make peace when there is strife. V'talmud Torah keneged kulam, and the study of Torah is equal to them all. Well, please join me in the Birchot HaShachar, in the morning blessings, alternating between reciting them in Hebrew and reciting the first 6 words in Hebrew and the remainder in English. Sadly, as we enter 2026, the body of Ran Gvili is still being held in Gaza, and so we will recite the prayer Matir Asurim for setting free the captive in both ways. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לשכבי בינה להבחין בין יום ובין לילה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, you have created me in the divine image. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שעשני בן חורין. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, you have made me a Jew. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שעשה לי כל צורכי. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, you open the eyes of the blind. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, malbish arumim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, you release those who are held captive. Hebrew, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, matir asurim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, zokef kefufim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, you maintain the balance of land and sea. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamechin mitzadei gavel. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, you surround Israel with strength. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, oter Yisrael betifra. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, you give strength to the weary. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hama'avir shena me'enai, u'numa me'afapai. And now, having recited Chai Brachot, 18 blessings, we join in reciting Shema Yisrael, these words that call to us and demand not merely that we hear, the Shmoa, but we listen, the Shmoa, meaning hearing with understanding, and that we understand the powerful message of Echad, of oneness, that in fact not only is God one, but therefore on some deeper level, those in covenant with God are one, whether that be Israel or the many covenants made with the Divine One. In affirming our covenant, we do so together and remind ourselves of the importance of standing together and with all those who live a life of covenant, a covenant of life. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed, Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, ושבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם, ועשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו על ציצית הכנף פתיל תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית, וראיתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני, ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Adonai Elohechem Emet. Well, here we are on January 1st, 2026 is the commonly used date for this day. I think it provokes a different feeling in each of us than the 13th of Tevet. Um, then January 2nd, of course, not January 1st. Thank you, Alan. But even as we stand here correctly on January the 2nd, the date on a different list threw me off. It does provoke a different feeling, a sense that as we move into the first Shabbat of 2026 and we look outward at the larger world, that we do so on the one hand with pride, but on another hand with concern. Uh, I think it is very important that we look out in the world in a positive way, that we see that we live in a world with Israel that is a state struggling and still in its youth historically from 1948 and still today, struggling with identity, but under incredible external pressure, dealing with the items of internal pressure as well. As we look around the world, we see that many countries around the world, especially democracies, are struggling with the tension between the wider principles of democracy that involve compromise and cooperation and sharing and listening to those whom we disagree and finding a middle road. And a time when, out of frustration and fear, people want more without necessarily committing to the hard work and the investment of getting more. I think previous generations who built these amazing countries like Canada and Israel um, understood the kind of sacrifice that was necessary, and that while disagreement was natural, that listening was essential. They didn't have social media and other technological systems that led them toward conflict rather than away from it. But they had plenty of reason to be in conflict with one another. And they instead chose to struggle and work for those principles that would make everyone's life better, rather than thinking uh, that they could live in a democracy and have their way be the only way. I know that on the eve of the 31st, downtown, there was a demonstration by those who call themselves pro-Palestinian. But the name of that demonstration is chosen by them. No celebration until liberation. The word liberation, of course, doesn't fit with those who only oppose Israel and don't oppose Hamas. Uh, those evil institutions such as Hamas and the Iranian government show us every single day that they are instruments of oppression of their own people. Um, and yet, uh, there is no desire for liberation from those governments among these organizations that is visible. And instead, they seem to represent those who are taking advantage of the structures fought by our people to say being here means not listening to those who hear or see or think differently, but rather interrupting the flow of life until such a time as their demands, which are in fact anti-Western demands, are met. And I hope in 2026 we have the courage to stand against those who believe that they can merely take advantage of this society without at the same time compromising listening, and working together. That same wish holds for Israel, where many in its current government are making the same mistakes as many around the world, attacking the judiciary rather than working with it for some kind of sane evolution or reform, um, believing, as does about 14% of the population, the Haredi population, that others should have to make untenable commitments to the physical security of the country, and they can take advantage of those and not commit in any material way. I pray that in 2026 we might see the situation that we are in, appreciate what others have done for us, and stand together, not for some kind of easy agreement. That's not the world we have, but listen together and work for compromise with those who share the values that we hold together. And it is those values uh, that we can't compromise with everyone, especially with those whose desire is not compromise, but to use our values against ourselves. Part of our values are understanding that human beings should not be used as bargaining chips, and that as the commitment was made, Ron Gvili, the last of the hostages held deceased in Gaza, must be returned. So please join me in Achenu. Achenu kol bet Yisrael, achiotenu kol bet Yisrael, הנתונים בצרה ובשביה, העומדים בין בים ובין ביבשה. המקום יורחם עליהם, ויוציאם מצרה לרווחה, ומאפלה לאורה, ומשעבוד לגאולה, השתה בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ונאמר Amen. Our brothers and sisters, the whole family of Israel who are in difficulty or captivity, whether on land or at sea, may the ever-present one have mercy on them, bringing them out from distress to comfort, and from darkness to light, from subjugation to redemption, now quickly and soon. And we say together, Amen. And let us join together now in our prayer for the soldiers of the IDF. It is truly merely a ceasefire in this war of too many days, of over 800 days, and they must still stand on guard. And so for each of them, for all of them, for their families, we turn to these words of prayer. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב ואמותינו שרה, רבקה, לאה ורחל, הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל ושאר מגיני עמנו העומדים על נשמתם. ישמרם הקדוש ברוך הוא ויצילם מכל צרה וצוקה ומכל נגע ומחלה, וישלח ברכה בכל מעשה ידיהם, ויקוים בהם הכתוב, וכיתתו חרבותיהם לעתים, וחניתותיהם למזמרות, לא יישאו גוי אל גוי חרב, ולא ימדון עוד מלחמה, וישבו איש תחת גפנו, ותחת תאנתו, ואין מחריד, ונאמר Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless the soldiers of the IDF and all who stand on guard for us. May the Holy One guard them against all difficulty and distress, injury, and illness. May all of their actions bring blessing, fulfilling the prophet's words. Let them beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Let nation not lift up sword against nation, and may they learn war no more. May all sit under a vine or fig tree, with none to make them afraid, and together we say, Amen. Let's join together in our prayer for healing of the body, for healing of the mind, for healing of the spirit, and for all those names that have been given to me, names that have been given to our people, for the names that have been given to the synagogue, for those names placed in the chat for this and other services, for each of them, for all of them, for all who are in need, we turn to these words of refuah. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, ואמותינו שרה, רבקה, לאה ורחל, הוא ירפא את כל מכותינו. יהי רצון מלפניך, אדוני אלוהינו, להחלימם ולרפאותם. ישלח לנו מהרה רפואה שלמה, ותרת שלום, ונאמר Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless and heal all who suffer. May it be the divine will to provide healing and strength. Reveal to us the holiness of life, the wholeness of shalom, and let us say together, Amen. Well, it's so meaningful to be back with you here, to connect and to reflect, and also to remember, taking time to recall those who died in recent days and weeks, those who died at the season in years past, and those who we have taken into our hearts with our own. During the period of the last 30 days of Shloshim, we extend our condolences to the families of Mark Cowan, Janet Fine, Jackie Becker, Lorraine Himmelfarb, Matthew Chris, Shayla Cole, Sadie Shafitz, Larry Marr, Irving Starr. And it is our sad duty to report the death of Jewel Rutenberg, husband of Susan, father of our member Danny Solomon. Our condolences to the entire family. The funeral will be today from Benjamin's Park Memorial at noon. More information is available on the Benjamin's Park Memorial website. We also remember all victims of war and terror, and including those killed in the Bondi Beach attack at the beginning of Hanukkah. Matilda Britvan, Edith Brutman, Danny El-Kayam, Boris Gorman, Sophia Gorman, Alexander Klaitman, Rabbi Yaakov Levitan, Peter Marzo Meager, Reuven Morrison, Marika Pogani, Rabbi Eli Schlanger, Adam Smith, Boris Tetleroyd, Tanya Tretiak, Tibor Waitzen. And on Yahrzeit, on the anniversary of their deaths, on this second day of January, the 13th of Tevet, we honor the life and legacy on Yahrzeit of Etty Cohen, Milton Cohen, Joe Gerskep, Lou Goldman, Sally Helpert, Neil, Harry, Carol, Doris Lubarsky, Fanny Rosen, Louis Walton, Samuel Weinberg, Harry Zelinsky. Zichronam Levracha. May their memories be a blessing to us. Our griefs and our sympathies are mingled as we turn together to words sanctified by memory, words glorified by hope. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemeh rabba, ve'alma divrach chiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, v'chayechon v'yomechon, v'chaye dechol bet Yisrael, v'agala u'vizman kareh v'emo, Amen. Yeheh shmeh rabba mevorach le'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitumam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemed kudsha borichu. Ve'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechemata. Damiran be'alma v'emo. Amen. Yeheh shlama rabba min shmaya v'chayim. Alenu ve'al kol Yisrael v'emo. Amen. Oseh shalom b'momav. Hu yaseh shalom. Alenu ve'al kol Yisrael v'emo. Amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn, and bring comfort and strength to all who remember. And together we say, Amen. Well, Boker Tov, good morning. I hope you have a beautiful day and a beautiful Shabbat tonight. Please join us online for our Shabbat service at 6:30. And then please join us tomorrow at 10 a.m. in person for services, which are also available online for study as well. Boker O, Boker Tov. Make it a good one.